Hey everybody, Hugh here. Welcome back. Well, September update, and this update is coming to you just before we get a forecast of 2 or 3 degree night. So of course we're into frost territory. We're in the last week or the last 10 days of September, and that's similar to last year here where we got our first frost in the middle of September. So it does seem to be around these parts. We get the colder nights quite early, or the beginning of them anyway. But you can see a nice start to the video. That is the Japanese maple there, which showing its beautiful red autumn colours, and of course the pot pond underneath. That is a pot that has some aquatic plants in it, along with water, a solar pump, and you can see the sun is shining, so it's working away there, and there are fish in there too. And the courtyard has provided some great colour and interest over the summer, and despite the rain and the weather, it really has been a very pleasant time here in the courtyard with all of this colour, on the days of course that we can get out and enjoy it. There has been very few times that we've actually gotten, since the rains came at the end of June or early July, there's been very few times that we've actually managed to use the little table and chairs there for sitting out for our lunches and so on and so forth. But that's okay, we grab moments where we can. You can see the staging area here just from the urn upwards. This is going to change now. We do have to do a big cleanup and revamp in it, because we ourselves can see where plants are going to be subject to frost really need to be indoors, either to protect them, to keep them alive for a little bit longer, overwinter them, or indeed just to keep them in colour. So depending on what we're going to do, we're going to use the tunnel, the tomato tunnel, or what's commonly known as the tomato tunnel, and they will extend the life, certainly the colour life, of some of the plants. Other plants are very hardy, they don't need to be in, so it's getting that particular blend right of plants keeping outdoors, keeping the interest going, and other plants going indoors just to extend their life a little bit longer. Some plants will expire, they just are not really worth keeping or to go on, but we'll just squeeze whatever little bit of colour that's in them out of them for the little bit that we actually can. Some of the plants that really are stunning, well, let's pick our top 5 or maybe 6, will we, of the September courtyard plants here that are particularly stunning. And of course the coleus that we got mid-summer time has just produced plenty of colour through its foliage there. Some flowers, but you don't notice those so much. It just continues to be stunning. And of course any sort of colder nights will finish that off, so we will bring it in to see how can we extend the colour just a little bit even indoors in the tunnel. Right behind that is the heuchera, and of course we have a few hookers around, but this one, the wild rose, is particularly stunning. For a lot of the year we found that hookers here, they're particularly subject to vine weevil, and I suspect that some of the hookers, there's another variety there and another one underneath, and I suspect the vine weevil are already at work with some of these guys, so they do need to be knocked out of their pots, the soil washed off them and fresh soil put on them, because vine weevil lay eggs during the summer, and it's only at this time of year you really begin to see some of the damage being done. So that's number 1, that's in front of us here, and of course the hooker there. The alstroemeria, I think we'll do those as a group because there's a few different varieties. That's the cream variety that's doing very nicely. There's a pink variety, and of course the well known now at this point, the Indian summer. And again, they thrive once they get going in the spring, and you can keep the slugs and the snails off the young shoots. Once they actually get going and growing, they really do just flower all summer long. So again, they're going to be brought indoors because I think their lives will be extended in the tunnel. It'll bring a little bit of colour in there. And of course the tunnel, even on cooler days, once there's a bit of sunshine, it's a very pleasant place to spend a bit of time. The next plant, I was saying about the staging area, but in actual fact from the courtyard point of view, how could you not enjoy the Japanese maple? the Acer Dissectum Atropurpureum. I'm not sure which variety it is. There is a label there, but of course I'm not going to reach in there now. But it's just stunning, isn't it? You can see the sun is going in there and the solar pump is slowed down, but you can actually just see it's a stunning, even with the sun shining or the sun isn't shining. And finally, I'm going to see more of these feature in the autumn time. Sort of the golden grasses, the carexes, and the Haken of clothes. Again, just stunning grasses. Grasses, of course, bring a completely different effect to any garden area. They do provide movement. You can see them nodding away when the wind blows there. So they do provide that nice bit of movement that sometimes the shrubbery or the flowers don't provide so much. They just lend a lightness. Yeah, so that's a nice top 5. Close runner-up, because it's just been such a great performer, is this Louisia behind the front door, or beside the front door. And again, this is its 3rd flush of flowers. Again, one that I always experience when I have it. Vine, we will just get it and chomp it, but we'll enjoy it while we have it. And it's enjoying this sheltered position all summer. The courtyard is sunny during the summer. It does get sun from about midday, 2 o'clock onwards. But once we come into mid-October, the sun itself disappears and becomes quite the north-facing garden that it actually is. And nearly right on cue, there is the rain. On this side of the courtyard, there's an eclectic mix. There is a Judith's succulent collection, so they're going to go indoors. That's my cup of tea. Yeah, the succulents, they'll go indoors into the glass house. We're going to clear those out. You can see the clematis has actually produced a late autumn flower there, and there's another couple. It didn't look the best after its flowering in the summer. I think a bit of mildew got it, but it's come back. And of course, just a nice mixture there of ferns and some shrubbery pieces. And the very stunning, the Corners Controversia variegata in a pot there, the wedding cake tree. Don't often feature it, but it is quite a beautiful plant, and it's doing surprisingly well in pots. So yeah, courtyard September update just before we go. If the weather holds, of course, that is tomorrow. I think there's one of those storm fronts on the way over the weekend, but if the weather holds even just a little bit, we'll get into the garden there, or get into the courtyard and do a freshening up. As always, look after yourselves and each other. Do take care, and catch you on the next one. All the best for now. Bye bye.